feeling
Hello.
so close was overwhelming. For a moment, I was a teenage boy again, witnessing a woman's magic for the first time. She was beautiful and classy, like an angel who had fallen to earth. I tried reaching out to her, but to no avail. I had to find a way to get her to see me. I had to find a way to enter her world.
So even post-death, he's obsessed with this woman. William Vesper's Diary, Excerpt 15. March 19th, 1932. Yesterday, Luna had abandoned me. The sky was bottomless. I tried to fix the house wiring, but I ran away. Only the smoke remained. I went to town only to learn that Selena would not sing that night. Damn the bad luck. So I drank. When I was drunk, I sat by the piano, as I would at home. I improvised a jazzy lament. And when I raised the head again, she was there, holding a glass in her hand. Something burst inside of me. She started to sing, encouraging me to keep playing. Then she said, I already met pianist with golden fingers, but yours are made of flesh. There's a lot of humanity in your touch. You are talented. We drank the whole night and spoke of the past. She ended up crying. I didn't know what to do. Her face was attracting the light. Her face was attracting the light, like the crescent moon. Now she wants me to play for her on stage, with her. I'm so happy and crazy, sick from too much drinking. A wobbly wardrobe, probably home to moths and old cloth. That's a new one. I thought there were two. I thought there were two notebooks there. Shit, I really need to go. A history of fashion in ready-to-wear industry, not interesting. I really need to get some matches. The scrawny body was like a rotting wound over the landscape. A celebration of women or an obsession. These drawings were nonetheless beautiful. Matches. Thank you. I really needed those. California by Selena Sandvig. California, your salty flowers have curled my hair. There I found the key of the world that made a woman out of a girl. Dancing, I looked straight into your flaming heart of pearl. Dad, Mom, it's all true. Watch me leave through the fiery gate of the stage where I find my fate, and my songs turn the crowd mad. Miss, they shout ardently. You are beautiful, how earnestly. You scare me, I say, lying. Give me more of this champagne, the sparkling wine that makes me sing like a nightingale, at least free to fly. San Francisco my skin whitens under your flashes. Let me sing your echo. Los Angeles, lead me to heaven. Among your angels, pour in my glass diamonds and honey. Give me the crowd almighty, like a drink of silver, for my foreign lips still bitter. Nothing is too much. Nothing is like that touch. I know this is not heaven. Give me the angels. Give me the crowd. Give me the crowd. Well, she certainly enjoyed being a celebrity. The stain left no doubt on its murderous origin. A man's hat. I was hoping not to meet him. Something tells me you won't. From Selena to William. Excerpt number 4. Jim loves jazz. Jim loves jazz. Really. He is so sweet. I'm his princess from the cold, he says. We're in May of 1936, and he thinks the West Coast isn't swinging enough. Jazz expands from New Orleans to New York, where clubs are crazy. They dance, they sing, the party never ends, and that's why everything takes a new turn this very year. Jim tells me he loves me. I am 24 and he is 15. From Selena to William, except number 4. Jim loves jazz. Really, he is so sweet. I am his princess from the cold, he says. We are in May of 1936, and he thinks the West Coast isn't swinging enough. Jazz expands from New Orleans to New York, where clubs are crazy. They dance, they sing, the party never ends, and that's why everything takes a new turn this very year. Jim tells me he loves me. I am 24, he is 15 years older, but I don't care. He is the first man I ever really knew. He wants to move his office to New York and to live there with me. New York, can you imagine? But the band refuses to go. Gats has a kid. Marcus is about to get married. Bill doesn't like New York. This is the end of Selena and the Frozen Sons. I don't care, Jim says. The audience wants you, and they will have you. My parents disagree. If I leave, I am not their child anymore, but I already belong to my fans. An empty head, devoid of memories. I felt close to that doll. Because you're trying to avoid the things that you've done in the past. From Selena to William, excerpt number 5. I will always remember 1936 as the year I discovered the jazz clubs in Harlem, the Savoy Ballroom, my apologies, the Radium Club, the Log Cabin, the Cotton Club, the Theatrical Grill, with Ellington, Henderson, Calloway, Armstrong. But even though I date a colored man, I'm not one of them. In America, white people still hang African Americans. Roosevelt and the New Deal won't change a thing, William, because your country still tries to cure an imaginary disease by mutilating itself. One night, Jim encourages me to get on the stage. I am drunk and sad. So I sang Esteve, a folk song from home. The same song I sang for you last time, but I improvised around the theme in a very jazzy way. After I stop, there is silence. I'm about to collapse. I feel dizzy, and suddenly the crowd bursts into applause, and they go on cheering me as if they will never stop. It's because of that song that I am nicknamed the Little Northern Star by Armstrong. Dear old Louise, so far away today. These books were covering the modern evolutions of fashion. The Vesper family was strongly bound to the textile world. So many women on these walls. Among them, I could see Selena. I tried to find a link between all these faces to no avail. In a photograph. But there's blood all over the mattress. could hear a spirit here. The hand-drawn portrait of a young man was unexpectedly delicate. William Vesper's Diary, excerpt number 6, November 21st, 1929. Tonight, I again woke up with a start. It felt like there was a weight on my chest. The shadows seemed to condense more and more because of the hatred, her hatred. That wretch will never leave me in peace. I tried to turn on the light, but the fuses tripped once again. As I was reaching for the matchbox I kept under my pillow, I felt, dear God, I felt the tip of her nails on my whole arm. Nightmare. I screamed and fell out of bed. Then I remembered the matches I kept in the pocket of my pajamas as the darkness that were lurking below the bed started crawling along my legs. I scratched the match, and it felt as if the room started to inflate, returning to its original size. I couldn't sleep anymore. I went to town. Once again, I had to do something, but these moments of peace are getting shorter and shorter. I wonder if, when my character started, a portrait of William, his natural sadness had turned into despair. William as a child, unaware of the darkness expecting him. The portrait. August 28th, 1904. A new Vesper on Earth. William, my son, I want to be your pride. These brand new science books had just arrived from Germany. I'm guessing that there's going to be one of the ghosts, or one of the spirits, if I keep going down. This hand-drawn portrait of a young man, sorry. Don't fuck with me. Don't do it. This hand-drawn portrait of a young man was unexpectedly delicate. I'm guessing that there's a spirit if I keep going down this way. There's not. I'm assuming this door is it's not blocked. I'm just gonna go this way. Just gonna keep going. Just gonna avoid that topic. And an impressive collection of astronomy books. A box full of hair, a shiver went down my spine. Was it a collection? Honey, you tell me. I mean, at the very least, open doors were a rare commodity lately, so it's locked. Some matches that could be very helpful. The toilets were out of commission, but the owner didn't seem to mind. I wouldn't use that unless it was totally safe. There's more in this room than just that. The smell of the woods outside was an unbearable temptation. Map of the second floor. One problem settled. Letter from Dr. Rosenthal. Dear Margaret, I cannot come home every day to treat your husband's seizures. As I told you, they are unavoidable at this stage of the disease, and they will get worse. I fully understand your worries, considering the responsibilities of your husband in the Vesper business, which is why I urge you to get ready for the worst. Henry refuses to be sent to the hospital. Henry refuses to be sent to the hospital. Enjoying his family and his home is part of his last will. Let me clear all doubts once and for all. Syphilis is not a hereditary condition passed on through genes, but from a mother to child, through the placental barrier. In other words, it doesn't cross generations. Syphilis killed your father, but you are healthy and sound. Your son is healthy and sound as well. This idea of inherited congenital dementia is an obsession and an intellectual construct, nothing more. You are obviously exhausted. You should take some rest. Dr. Rosenthal. So Dr. Rosenthal obviously did not listen to the mother because her husband obviously had it. Wait a second. Towels and tools from the time when the house was wealthy. Because congenital syphilis is an issue. So her husband had it, and she's worried that her son might have had it. I don't know how it would look for a child, like how long it would take for a child to actually succumb to mental issues due to syphilis. Stop. Due to congenital syphilis, but it's a thing. Someone touched food. Someone ate here recently. Sorry. William Vesper's diary. Excerpt 18th. May 19th, 1928. I was studying an American ritual sacrifice when... I'm sorry, what? Okay. He didn't say American, but I was studying in Meridinian. So he's trying to mix American and Indian. Just saying that makes me feel gross inside. Ritual sacrifice. When the fuse is tripped, I was grabbed and thrown to the ground by shadows, dragged to the storeroom. I managed to toggle a switch. Electricity saved me. Enraged, I grabbed the knife and the mask. I returned to the girl. I sat on her to prevent her from moving and stabbed her by following my instinct straight in her belly. That sacred matrix. Her white skin was like a moon reddening more and more with each scar. Then I saw higher art in the making, the work turning from white, the alchemical albedo, to rubedo, the red work that concludes the magnum opus. It's starting to make sense. It all made sense. Life, death, the transmutation of matter. And the active tincture of the philosopher's elixir was leaking over me. Intoxicated, I poured her blood to the last drop and bathed in that body as I witnessed life flowing away from it. When I turned back, Luna's silvery eye had returned and was watching us from behind the window. The shadows were silent. I think I am free. Blood spoke. I found a way to quiet the night. Yeah, I had a feeling that his murderous intent was due to his belief in alchemy. I had the feeling I could see the lights of my car. There's a spirit here. From Henry to William. William, my son, that you would see me leaving as I am now is breaking my heart. I admire your courage, and I don't know how to thank you for seeing me as your father all the way to the end, and not as a sick man or a madman. I am tired. My fingers are shaking, and yet there are so many things I'd still like to tell you. Death is a terrible thing, William. It makes us weak and cowardly. It takes everything from us, but seeing you growing up was a constant joy for me. Thanks to you, I am more than a man. I am a father. I hope I have taught you enough. I do not trust your mother. Listen to her. Be obedient, but never trust her. The day you turn 20, you will become the head of the Vesper factory. Although young, you will be able to rely on precocious and wise advisors. Always listen to Jack Winterstone. You already know him, and you will learn to appreciate how valuable a friend he can be. You will be free, then. Free from her. I need to sleep. If you ever are in doubt, play the piano. I will hear you. I really need to get some lighters. Not lighters, matches. Shit. Okay. Okay, so maybe we don't go that way. The place felt besieged. No! Is there a reason? What was that place? Something was off. Yeah, I feel like Mama didn't succumb to syphilis as quickly as Dada.
This room was different. It was a dead space. A breach opened in the night. A world trying to mimic another. Memories, maybe. Suppressed memories. Sadness. Letting myself fall into a trap was starting to be a bad habit.
That smell, cigarettes and alcohol. A bar, a club maybe. The corrupt smell of illegality, poverty, and solitude. Where are you? I was feeling dizzier and dizzier. I had to go out as soon as possible. Yes, there's a wall there. There we are. Don't fuck with me, game. Don't fuck with me, game. You're fucking with me, game. Rest in peace. Was that what you wanted? Such a waste. Is it, though? Oh, you can kind of see something in the background.
Where are you?
Astronomy books. The moon, craters, seas, and myths. Without light, I couldn't do anything. Okay, then stop standing in the dark and, like, light a match like I keep... Am I losing my fucking mind? Why? From that hole, I can only see the moon. Could it be pure luck? Take her back. Do I have to play the game at like another time of the month? It was too dark for me to see anything. Because right now, it's not letting me pull out a match. Like, I'm hitting B to pull out a match, and it's not allowing me to. William Vesper's Diary, excerpt number 4. October 4th, 1916. When the moon appears at night, the shadow stops shouting, so I watch it as much as I can. I feel warmth in my body. I talk to it so it would stay. When I stop watching, it's still here in front of my eyes for a while, as if it could stay in my mind. I believe that's the reason I love the night. I love night more than day, even though the night is very dangerous because of the shadows, and because of Mother. If the moon could kill her, I might be saved, and the moon could take her place. I am only 12, and I don't want to die like that, in the dark. Because right now, it was too dark for me to see anything. Right now, I can't pull anything out. I can turn the light on and off. Because they keep mentioning the moon. And although I don't like looking things up before I play a game, I did vaguely check. Child had been trapped here for much too long. I did look up a little bit beforehand, and they said that some of the achievements are actually attached to the phase of the moon that you play the game in. So it might be the case that I can't get these things quite yet. Because at the moment, let me check my phone. It is February 23rd, 2023 in Florida. So it's far from a full moon. It's, I think, a waxing moon. Selena, motionless sentinel, was expecting something from me. Without light, I couldn't do anything. Am I just out of matches? I found a drawing of a kid. When was it drawn? There were many women portraits on the walls of that room. Many photographs looked old. Women of the family, maybe. Seated in a chair in front of the great mirror, Selena was waiting, facing her reflection as if it was frozen between two worlds. I was the one to bring her back to reality. What was she waiting for? Was it something missing? Am I just out of matches? No. I think I'm out of matches. According to the marks on the floor, the bed was moved often. Handmade but working. I could have sworn I had a few matches still left. So maybe I'm still in some semblance of a hellscape. No, don't fuck with me. Kindly. Please. Felt that I couldn't do anything. Okay. It's still locked. Tired the painting was weak, maybe with another blow. The painting was covering a spy hole. Things are getting murkier and murkier. The key was waiting in the shadows, waiting for me to get at. These matches were covered with this ghostly residue. No use.